Colleagues, I rise today in strong support of ACA 14. Some may wonder why the legislature has taken up the issue, and I think the answer to that is simple. We must. We must because the state constitution gives the UC Regents power over the University of California, and it is the only way to address an issue plaguing the system, and that is through a constitutional amendment. We must because working people employed in our renowned university system are getting cut out of jobs. They're getting cut out of the middle class. Higher education is the backbone of our middle class, and the University of California is the crown jewel of our higher education system. But the UC undermines its benefits to the middle class by failing to provide a stable lifestyle for the workers that the UC depends on. Over the last 4 years, the UC has contracted out thousands of support services jobs. For the university, it's an economic decision, seemingly made without consideration of how these choices made by the UC affect the lives of their workers. Each time the UC makes this choice, it eliminates the stability of a job that has health benefits and a secure retirement. The legislature has tried to address this issue in recent years with multiple bills and audits. Unfortunately, none of this has led the university to change its behavior despite the clear intent and message sent by the legislature. This has been an issue for decades. The UC has been contracting out and attempting to circumvent its own workers for more than 30 years. Back in 1983, UCLA hired an outside custodial firm to service a gymnastics championship and threatened to use contract custodians for the 1984 Olympics. The hiring choices made in the 80s were as short-sighted then as they are today. Farming out low-wage jobs results in workers being forced to live on the fringe and having to rely on government subsidies and health care. Choosing to provide stable jobs on the front end ensures that people can provide for their families and have access to health benefits and retirement. Every UC employee should have that stability. They should be able to raise their children to flourish and hopefully one day enroll at one of our great universities. That is the California dream that builds a stronger middle class. We're talking about nursing assistants, cooks, custodians, sterile processing technicians, groundskeepers. These are the workers doing the dirty, tough jobs, the workers whose efforts might not be top of the mind when you think of UC or its medical centers, but they're integral to the success of our university system. The average support service worker at UC is paid, on average, as I said, $38,000 per year, which is ironically the average take-home pay for the UC senior executives per month. Will ACA hinder the UC's ability to run their medical centers? I think the manager of the bill responded to that issue, so I don't need to go further into that. The ACA 14 makes provisions for those situations. Contracting out has its place, and this measure continues to allow for per diem employees, as also was mentioned. So I think the University of California should see what change needs to happen now. It is a phenomenal institution that we're all proud to champion. ACA 14 ensures that our pride also can extend to the UC's practices as an employer. Colleagues, we passed a law this week that holds corporations to a higher standard and disallows classifying employees as contractors in order to skirt fair wages and benefits. We should hold the University of California to the similar high standards. In the end, ACA 14 simply allows for the voters of California to decide what is best for the UC and its workers and their families. On a more personal note, I know it seems like I've already talked a lot this morning, but in fact, I've managed only 3 bills, all district-related bills, only 3, and 1 major bill, the Tenant Protections Bill. I am speaking on this one because I believe it is critically important. If we're going to take the actions that we take here to support workers, I don't see how we cannot take this action today and at least give the voters of California the opportunity to weigh in on this issue. They have that right. I would ask for your aye vote on ACA 14. This is an incredibly important measure.